Hi and welcome back to Arno TV. I'm your lovable host Arno, coming back to you with another video. Now, when I was on my way home from work today, I was in the car on the motorway because I find myself permanently on the M1 in rain, driving on the motorway, and I had the radio on in the car, and there was a call in, and they were talking about the rollout of the vaccine, over this week, and people were calling in with concerns over safety and some of the stories that we've talked about and that have been in the national papers this week. And I noticed that all of a sudden, even from the parts of the media that I felt were actually questioning what's been going on in all of this, and I'm not just talking about the rollout of the vaccine, all of it, okay? That all of a sudden, they seem to be from nowhere, they started throwing at this guy if he believed in the Great Reset. And was he one of these people that thought it was all a conspiracy and it was all to do with the Great Reset? And this just came from nowhere. So this was sort of used basically to belittle this guy and make people think, this guy's a nutcase, he's a crackpot, no one should pay any attention to him, it kind of flabbergasted me that it came from nowhere. But this agenda now seems to be being pushed by the media, that not only to do with what that guy was talking about calling in, but anyone who talks about anything like the Great Reset or the Fourth Industrial Revolution is a conspiracy theorist, and it's all a conspiracy, okay? Now, as I was driving home after listening to that call, flabbergasted, I started thinking about some of the things that we've been talking about this past week, and some of the stuff we've been looking at and talking about, okay? And an interesting thing is that, if this Great Reset is a conspiracy, first of all, why is it that the most information that's been put out there about this Great Reset and the Fourth Industrial Revolution is from the World Economic Forum and by them, okay? So anyway, I was just thinking about the things we've been talking about. Now, if you remember, recently, in the last few videos, we've been talking about the tender that was on the TED, Tenders Electronic Daily website, haven't we? So let's just have a look at that again. Just bear with me a minute. It's going to go over the internet. So we've been talking about that tender, haven't we? The TED, Tenders Electronic Daily website, which is a supplement to the official journal of the EU, isn't it? Okay, and we've been talking about the MHRA buyer organisation, okay, and we know they're the government, aren't they? And they put out a tender on this website. If you remember, the MHRA urgently seeks an artificial intelligence software tool to process the expected high volume of COVID-19 vaccine adverse drug reactions, in brackets ADRs, and ensure that no details from the ADR's reaction tests are missed. And we've established that, haven't we? And what we've also established is that tender was granted to a company called Genpact, didn't we? Okay, and what we also established is Genpact's an Indian company, isn't it? And we also established as well that Matt Hancock had an association with that company from as way back as 2014, because in yesterday's video, when we were talking about the Indian Angels Network, that business network, IAN, that met at Downing Street with David Cameron, Matt Hancock, Oliver Letwin and Vince Cable, they all met in 2014, and one of the key members of that group was the founder was the founder of Genpact, okay? Now, So Matt Hancock's had an association with that organisation since 2014. He must have done because he met that IAN group, and amongst the IAN group was, the founder of Genpact. Okay, so what's very interesting when people speak about conspiracy theories, okay, thinking about that company Genpact, I wonder if they've got any association with the World Economic Forum and Klaus Schwab. Okay, so let's just look on their website, Genpact. Okay, and I'll leave the link in the description. What does it say here? Genpact at Davos. Genpact discussions at the World Economic Forum 2020. Okay, so their CEO, a guy called Tiger, and their chief strategy officer, a lady called Katie Steen, they spoke at the World Economic Forum in 2020. So they're working with the World Economic Forum, aren't they? Okay, and not only that, they were there the year before as well. My takeaways from 2019 World Economic Forum. Okay, so they're working with the World Economic Forum. They are working with the World Economic Forum. And who else works with the World Economic Forum? I wonder who? Oh, Matt Hancock. He works with the World Economic Forum as well, doesn't he? Because last year at Davos 2019, at the press conference of the launch of the UK AMR vision at the National Action Plan, he launched it, Matt Hancock, at the World Economic Forum, didn't he? So let's just lower the music down and let's just hear a little bit of Matt Hancock speaking at the World Economic Forum.
Thank you for joining us here in the room. Thank you for joining us on the live stream, whether you're watching on Twitter, Facebook, or our website. Thank you for joining. This press conference is dedicated to the launch of the UK AMR Vision and National Action Plan. And we're very pleased to be joined here today by Matt Hancock, the Secretary of State for Health and Social Care of the United Kingdom. Minister, please, the floor is yours.
Thanks very much, George. The purpose of the World Economic Forum is to bring together the world's leaders and big business to...
Just hang on a minute. What did he just say? The purpose of the World Economic Forum is to bring together the world's leaders and big business. That's what he just said, wasn't it?
To solve some of the most difficult problems. And one of those problems is antimicrobial resistance, where the world has come together over the last 5 years, but so much progress still needs to be made to stop an otherwise terrible future. And as Health Secretary responsible for one of the most advanced healthcare systems in the world, I couldn't look my children in the eyes unless I knew I was doing all in my power to solve this great threat. When we have the time to act, and the urgency is now. Each and every one of us benefits from antibiotics, but we all too easily take them for granted. And I shudder at the thought of a world in which their power is diminished. Antimicrobial resistance is...
So, I'll leave the link in the description to the whole of that. We don't need to go through the whole of it. But Matt Hancock launched the UK's AMR vision. The UK's AMR vision of the UK was launched at the Davos 2019 press conference. Okay, I don't know what happened with the sound there. I do apologise. But he's working with the World Economic Forum, isn't he? Now, I'm sure there'll be people out there that will say things like, he's only working with the World Economic Forum because they're a global think tank that all businesses work with. Oh, really? So, no, Matt Hancock, if that's the case, he wouldn't be pushing things like the Fourth Industrial Revolution, would he? Would he, Matt Hancock? No, he wouldn't do that, would he? Well, what's this then? On his own Twitter, delighted we've agreed to work even closer with the hashtag World Economic Forum and their Centre for the Fourth Industrial Revolution to make hashtag AI work for everyone. AI work for everyone. Hashtag Davos 2018. Okay? That's very interesting, isn't it? Very interesting. And it's very, very interesting, isn't it? that Genpact, who've recently secured a contract with the MHRA, yeah, what's their contract to do with? AI software, isn't it? That's very, very interesting, isn't it? Very interesting. And I'll tell you what else is very interesting as well. When I looked at this tender again today, and as we can see here, the tender number is 506-291-2020, 506-291-2020 on the TED, Tenders Electronic Daily, which is a supplement to the official journal of the EU. Now, I'll tell you what else is strange. When I looked at the price again today, I've highlighted it, still says £500,000 GB, pound, excluding VAT. But there's a 1 there now. 1 and then 500,000 excluding VAT. So I don't know what's going on here, but I'm telling you now, it now looks to me like it says 1 and then 500,000, meaning that would be 1.5 million, wouldn't it? Excluding VAT. That's very interesting. Very, very interesting. And I tell you what else is very interesting as well. For all those people that say things like this are a conspiracy theory, tell you what's very interesting. When we go to the World Economic Forum's website and we look at what they're saying about the Great Reset, what does it say here? There is an urgent need for global stakeholders to cooperate in simultaneously managing the direct consequences of the COVID-19 crisis. To improve the state of the World Economic Forum is starting the Great Reset Initiative. Okay? And let's have a look. What does it say down here? The context of that initiative. The COVID-19 crisis and the political, economic and social disruptions it has caused, it is fundamentally changing the traditional context for the decision making. The inconsistencies, inadequacies and contradictions of multiple systems, from health and financial to energy and education and more, exposed than ever amidst a global context of concern for lives, livelihoods and the planet. Leaders find themselves at a historic crossroads, managing short-term pressures against medium and long-term uncertainties. That doesn't sound very good, does it? And what's the opportunity? Okay, what do they say the opportunity is? I wonder what they say. They say, as we are a unique window, as we enter, so to say, let me get my words right, as we enter a unique window of opportunity to shape the recovery, this initiative will offer insights to help inform all those determining the future state of global relations, the direction of national economies, the priorities of societies, the nature of business models, and the management of a global commons. Drawing from the vision and vast expertise, expertise of the leaders engaged across the forum's communities, the Great Reset Initiative has set off dimensions to build a new social contract that honours the dignity of every human being. Okay? So, you know, when people talk about this being a conspiracy, it's not me who's putting all this information out there. It's these people, okay? But, I've talked about things like this and I've been censored, okay? And I guess, if I talk about it now even more, because the mainstream media are referring to people who are talking about things like this as a conspiracy theorist, I guess I guess maybe someone's going to start tagging me like that. But it's not me that's saying this, it's these people, okay? They're the ones putting out all this information about it, not me. I'm just drawing your attention to it. And it's very strange, isn't it? Very, very strange that all these people that are working For example, the things we've been talking about recently, all these organisations and people that have been dished out contracts at the moment that have associations to Matt Hancock. It's very strange, isn't it? How some of them seem to be working with the World Economic Forum as well, okay? And Matt Hancock's working with the World Economic Forum, isn't he? And all I'm saying is it's very strange that all this information's out there in the open and none of the mainstream media are talking about it. But if anyone else talks about it, it's a conspiracy theory. Very, very, very interesting, isn't it? It's very interesting. So, if you've enjoyed this video and you want to see more, then please like and subscribe to the channel. And once you do, please ring the notification bell so I can inform you of more videos that I'm going to put out. And as I said, there's going to be a lot more coming because with all this kind of stuff going on, as we've said, there's plenty to talk about, isn't there? So I'm going to be back soon. Until I am, I want all you people, all you subscribers to my channel, thank you so much for watching. So much appreciated, and thank you so much for all the new subscribers as well that have come in and keep coming in. So you lot look after yourselves, your friends, your family, and once you and obviously make sure you're checking with people that maybe you don't live with and stuff, and make sure they're all right, because in all these tough times, it's as we've said many times, it's a heavy toll on people's mental health. So check in with people. I'll be back soon. Until I am, I want you to enjoy your Sunday evening, people. Have a good one. Take care. I'll be back soon. Until I am, guys, stay rock and roll as always, and thank you so much for watching, guys.